Let's talk about Ice Spice. In 2023, she seemed unstoppable, dominating the charts, pulling in massive numbers, and becoming one of the most talked about artists of the year. But fast forward to 2025, and the story isn't looking so great anymore. Her music, which some might have called a vibe at one point, has become repetitive and predictable. Add in her reputation for not being the most likable person, and it's no wonder people are starting to tune out. Her lyrics? Let's be real. They don't even need an explanation for how bad they are. Every song sounds the same, and it feels like she's stuck in 2023, while the rest of the music world has moved on. And the numbers back this up. After gaining a staggering 40 million monthly listeners during her legendary rise in 2023, she's already lost more than half of them. Sure, 20 million listeners is still impressive, but when the decline is this rapid, you have to ask, how long can it last? I think we can all agree that 2024 was not Ice Spice's year. Somehow, she even managed to sneak her way into Fortnite with her own custom skin and emotes. And let's be real, nobody liked it. It was one of those moments that left fans scratching their heads, wondering how she even got there in the first place. Honestly, I couldn't find a single positive thing about it. Reddit was flooded with posts dragging the skin and emotes, with users collectively roasting the whole idea. Like these saying, Ice Spice should have never been in Fortnite. She is literally an icon of self-degradation, moral bankruptcy, and over-sexualization, something that shouldn't be promoted, not to mention prompted in a 13+ game. I'm not going to say the kind of stuff she does, like her signature move, but you can already guess it's not the most appropriate thing ever. I don't even want to go into the fact that she's a non-talent. So many respectful and talented artists out there, yet they go with her. It's a disgrace. Clearly, someone out there is Ice Spice's biggest fan, rooting for more Fortnite skins. But let's be real, 2024 was a brutal year for her. Across platforms like Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram, it seemed like the entire internet had one message for Ice Spice. Her time in the spotlight was over. The popular term people threw around melted. To be fair, a lot of the backlash stems from her public feuds. From clashing with Nicki Minaj to beefing with TikTok creator Mads, Ice Spice's conflicts have only fueled the negativity around her. It's hard to sympathize when she's constantly embroiled in drama. Just recently, one of her disputes reportedly led to her losing 500,000 followers in less than 2 weeks. It's no wonder the hate keeps coming.
My God, y'all gotta get in here and check this out. Ice Spice must have really pissed y'all off because she done lost 540,000 followers in the last 12 days on Instagram. Yesterday alone, she lost 8,000 followers. Now, this entire situation is literally also crazy and is coming shortly after Cleotrapa did a story time on TikTok detailing why her and Ice Spice are no longer friends. To be honest, Ice has been relatively quiet regarding the situation. I mean, she did do a little Twitter spaces about it, but she didn't really say much.
The fact that Ice Spice lost 500K followers in just a week is mind-blowing. Imagine that many people all at once deciding they're done with you. It's not just unusual, it's unheard of. And that's only part of the story. Her Spotify listeners have also plummeted, going from a staggering 40 million to under 20 million. The numbers paint a clear picture. Her popularity is taking a nosedive. Honestly, it feels like Ice Spice is struggling to find her footing in 2025. After such a rough 2024, you'd hope for some kind of comeback, but it's not looking good. And while her recent stumbles are getting a lot of attention, there's one underlying issue that's been a major factor in her downfall: her noticeable weight loss.
Breaking news, this is a new picture of Ice Spice, and she looks like she's gotten a little skinnier. I hope this is not an Ariana Grande situation because it's starting to look like it. Looking kind of sick at this point, but all right. I guess if that's how she wants to look, that's how she wants to look.
Before we go further, let's get one thing straight. People should look however they want. Whether someone is skinny, curvy, or anywhere in between, it's nobody's business. But when you're a celebrity whose career revolves around showing off your body, any changes to your appearance will naturally draw attention. It's part of the image you've built. For Ice Spice, this shift has been a big deal. Her music isn't exactly winning awards, so for many fans, her looks became the main focus. But after a noticeable drop in weight, a lot of people are now saying she's lost what made her stand out. Instead of support, the conversation has shifted to comparisons with her old self. Online, it's either she looked better before or what happened to her. comments that suggest people think she looks sick or unhealthy. It's clear this sudden change is feeding into her already declining popularity, and it's become another layer of the challenges she's facing. One viral post from Creepy on Twitter perfectly sums up the current conversation around Ice Spice. The post, which simply asks, "What happened to Ice Spice?" is just one of hundreds I've seen lately echoing the same sentiment. The only explanation that makes sense to me is that Ice Spice simply wanted to prioritize her health. I can't imagine she'd make such a big change knowing it could hurt her career rather than help it. But now that we've covered that, let's talk about why 2025 is already shaping up to be one of her worst years yet. On December 31st, leading into January 1st, Ice Spice was scheduled to perform at a New Year's Eve festival called Wildlands. But as this clip shows, things didn't go as planned. She was actually booed off stage. Getting booed off stage at a festival you're headlining is a new level of sick work. Honestly though, I don't even blame the crowd. I'd be upset too if I paid for a ticket and the artist decided to show up 20 minutes late. Yes, you heard that right. Ice Spice was supposed to perform for 30 minutes, but she arrived 25 minutes late. Just 5 minutes into her set, they had to cut her mic because her time was up. To make things worse, it was reported that some fans traveled up to 6 hours to attend the festival and paid as much as $350 for a ticket. The disrespect to people's time and money is unreal. Adding insult to injury, fans in the crowd complained that even when she was on stage, she barely performed and looked completely uninterested. Imagine spending that much money only to watch an artist who doesn't even seem like they want to be there. It's enough to push anyone over the edge. The backlash didn't end there. Angry fans flooded the festival's Instagram page, demanding answers. One comment summed up the frustration perfectly. She did one song hardly performed, sounded shocking, and then just left. The festival eventually responded to the Instagram comments saying, "Hey, we understand that Ice Spice's delayed arrival caused some frustration. Managing a stacked festival means that we have to be extremely firm with scheduled set times. We had a strict curfew of 12:30 and needed to ensure that Chaz and Status went on stage on time so you all could enjoy the New Year's Eve countdown," which basically translates to Ice Spice screwed us over too, and we're never inviting her back. Luckily, Ice Spice did address the situation with a brief apology for the time and money she wasted. But here's the kicker. You won't believe what that apology actually was. According to this Yahoo article, Ice Spice said, and I quote, "I'm sorry guys, surely y'all can forgive me, it was my birthday and it takes a long time to look like a Barbie." There's no way her apology for potentially ruining people's New Year's Eve celebration was just, "Y'all can forgive me." I refuse to believe she's a real person sometimes. This right here is the problem with people who think their time is more valuable than yours just because they have more followers. If it were my money she wasted, I'd honestly prefer her to lie to me rather than give such a lazy apology. Say you were stuck in traffic, tell me your dressing room caught on fire, something. But saying, "It takes a long time to be a Barbie," and then only performing for 5 minutes? That's a slap in the face. Anyway, that's my TED Talk for the day. Let me know what you would do if Ice Spice showed up 25 minutes late to a show you paid $350 for. Would you let it slide or demand a refund? Let's hear it in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.